So I was looking for a walk behind brush mower the other day to clean out a ditch and stuff I've got, and started looking for these Gravely walk behinds. I gotta try to get a Gravely walk behind and a brush hog and maybe some other attachments. Well, I ended up buying out a whole barn full that a guy had, just less than 2 hours drive from me here. The one unit I plan on using out of the bunch for sure is this model L8. Now, Gravely originally started making walk behinds in the late 30s, I believe, maybe 1939 or so, when they built them up all up to the 90s. This, as far as I can tell, has got the second generation of motor in it with a higher pressure oil system in it, and it also has the two speeds, so it gives you four forward speeds, four reverse speeds, which is more desirable for brush hogging and tilling and the like. So this is pretty much how I received it. Now, as you can see, these originally most of these had a pull start system on them. You would wrap a strap around the shaft of the motor here and pull it to start it. And now the previous owner is putting electric start on this unit, but there's no place to put a battery. There's no battery box on there. This would have a taller hood and a battery box underneath it. Instead, he's got a remote connection for a battery. You'll notice these cables are big enough gauge they'll start a semi-truck. They're a little overkill for this. With this connector, I believe this is off an electric forklift. We'll have to change that out to something a little easier and without 3 feet of this heavy gauge cable sticking out. So it's a single cylinder engine. This was during the time when Gravely still made their own engines. T-shaped engine. It's got a jug on it like a motorcycle. Intake valve on one side, exhaust valve on the other. It's still got a Magneto on it. It's got oil in it. And it looks used. It's not too dark. Doesn't smell like gas or anything. Should be good enough to see if it runs. The gas tank here, it smells just like varnish. Let's drain that out. Now, like I said, I've got a few of these tractors. I've got them in model LI, a couple of commercial 10s that I've got in the deal. If there's interest in this video, enough interest, I'll continue to make more videos. Also has some attachments that need to be looked at, evaluated, see if they need repaired. Got a sickle bar mower, there's a brush hog, finish mower, rotary hoe, whole bunch of stuff. Well, gas valve's plugged up. wrench and take care of that. Okay. Pull this fuel valve or petcock or whatever you call it out of here. Yeah, I'm sure you guys love the adjustable wrenches, but yeah. Yeah, look at that yellow gas. Good stuff there. Might have a little water in it. The screen doesn't appear to be too incredibly dirty. Probably should put some gloves on before working this stuff, huh? There you go. Orange gloves. Just like our favorite English auto mechanic, or perhaps your favorite Australian drain and clog guy. Well, this is plugged up. Let's see what we got in here. I got some real wrenches now. Tank a little rinse. Okay, let's see if we got any fuel at the carburetor. Drain plug. Let's see what we got. Air cleaner. Well, it's not great, but it'll work for the moment. Well, I don't know if it's got gas through the carburetor, if it's plugged up, or if we've got spark plug. Let's see what we've got going here. I did get the other half of this cable. See, this is quite a heavy duty cable. We'll use it for the moment. Battery. Approved battery clamps. Give our choke and throttle cables, a little oil here. And let's see what we got. Let's give it, just to see if we got some spark before we pull the plug, let's give it a little go juice. See if it pops. No. So let's pull the plug. See what we got here. That's pretty nasty. Connectors up. See if we got any spark. Got spark. Well, it's open. Let's get a little bit of oil down here just to. Piston rings a little oil. Give it another shot here. Choke off. Starting. I see we're running gas out. Our intake lines were carb is completely flooded out. So we'll address that off camera and bring you back. Okay, so I got you down on the phone. Other cameras on the charger. So sorry for the lack of quality, and I'm sure the wind noise is going to be atrocious. But I went back through the Magneto. Clean the contacts in there again, pull the carburetor off. It seemed like somebody must have been in there the last who knows how many years. Everything looked newer in there, but it was kind of dirty. Clean it all with cleaner, make sure all the passageways were clear, put them back together. It's dripping out a little out of this adjustment on the bottom. But we'll deal with that later. Just want to see if it runs now. Some choke on it. Idle right now. Here's my rig on the battery. Yeah, that needs to be fixed. But let's just see if it'll run. Grab the starter fluid. Okay. Let's see what we got. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Oh, you hear that? We got a pop. Let's give a little go juice here. Wanting to go. There's some throttle here. It's picking up gas from the carburetor yet or not. How do you like that homemade muffler? This doesn't seem to be picking up gas. Losing charge in the battery. Okay, we're still on the phone here. We're back in the machine shop. I noticed the spark was rather weak and it was kind of random. And it wasn't this Magneto is not clicking every revolution like it should. Looks like these little dogs here. See, there's a dog that pops out to engage that. The impulse, and it's not coming out on its own, so that might be our issue there. Pull this rotor cap off, see if it just needs to be cleaned and lubed, or maybe there's busted spring in there. Okay, so the way this works, when this is in low speed, this comes around. See that dog hangs up there. It's another dog. And that's what engages the impulse magneto. It wasn't happening all the time. Well, it's not real dirty. I think it's getting bound up between there. And here's the plate that's on top. You can see some witness marks from where it was rubbing on there. So I'm just thinking this is too tight, and this isn't allowing this to move freely. So we'll fix that, put it back together, put it back on the Gravely walk behind tractor and see what we got. Magneto's back in, clean up that dog. Seems to hit the impulse every time you rotate it around. Still on the cell phone here. We'll see if we can get some life out of this. Battery's not fully charged up. Now our starter is not engaging. Okay, it's the next day now. It's a lot less windy and a lot warmer today. Plus I got my main camera batteries charged back up, so it should be easier to see and to hear especially. So I was able to get the impulse working back on that Magneto, and that's reinstalled. Now this, I pulled apart the carburetor and cleaned it out. Now this fuel adjustment rod here is dripping a little bit. It's going to need some new packing, but it'll do for now. I've gone for a dig through the piles of parts, the boxes that I've got, milk crates that came with this lot that I purchased. I found a few extra things here. Found brand new spark plug, Autolite 3076, and even better, I found the proper spark plug wrench. So we'll get this spark plug changed out. Once it gets running, I'll change the oil, get an air filter for it. So I'll see if that governor fits on here, if I can get the linkages to make that work. Fix that packing on the gas adjuster on the carburetor. I've got another LI sitting in the back with dual wheels on it. Tires aren't any good, but I think I'll take the rims and the dual wheels off that. Get some new tires, put the dual wheels on here so I can go in the soft ground. Put these turf tires on the LI. Also in this package, I found a front cover plate, which will help keep the oil inside when I'm running it. Transmission and the engine share the same oils, so I'd probably make a mess if I ran it like that. So I've got some jumper cables on these on this line, these cables here running back to one of the large tractors. So we've got some cranking amperage now on this. Been having some problems with the engaging mechanism in this starter. Like everything else, I think it's just from sitting. I pumped some new grease in there, worked it back and forth. It seems to be working a little better. Time will tell. I might have to pull that apart and do some work on there. See if we can get this running here. Get some choke. I've had this is popping and puttering before, so we'll see what this new spark plug does with all the work. Starter's not wanting to engage again. It's a little smoky. Maybe that'll clear up as maybe the rings just need to be unstuck. with that, even the shut-off button works. So it seems to be going pretty good. Like I said, most things are just from sitting. So now that I know it works, we can plan on doing some additional work on this. I'll run it through its paces here. Make sure all the transmission and stuff works. Now, as you can see, it goes forward and backwards. I had a little trouble getting into the low range there. Probably need to do some adjustments on the linkage down on this handle here. It's a little sloppy, but see, as it started warming up there, it started smoking pretty good. Probably gonna have to do a compression check on it, and if the compression's good, I'll figure on pulling it apart, honing the cylinder, changing the rings out, and getting that oil usage to go away there. But I guess it could be coming in the intake valve stem too, but might just get it running and run it a little more, see what happens. But we'll start with a compression check and just see where it's at and go from there. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you like these equipment videos in addition to the machine shop videos, let me know. Thanks.